Today I was again reading DOM enlightenment, and I found a bunch of new stuff in there, which is basically so attributes. You can get attributes, set attributes like I don't know, class name. These things you can just change or like add a new function as well. Suppose I add a function called FOO.
Function. If I add an attribute f double o is equal to string b double o, it will get added to the list of attributes. You can get set remove attribute, but it is not suggested. The only method which is suggested by this author is to get the list of attributes. Operating on attributes should be a secondary operation, not the primary. The primary should be to get attributes. Here's an interesting thing I found, which is basically so class names. In my personal experience, I used to before go into a CSS file and then edit a class name, right? So here's a different way that I found that I can also edit a class name. So if a class name is separated by spaces, which is a general thing that is done. So yeah, so we can get, so if the if the class name is separated by spaces, we can get the list of spaces by using list. We can get the list of class names using class list, and then if you want to toggle them or anything, we can just use a toggle method to toggle them, which is class list dot toggle. We can pass the argument ki which uh, class name I want to toggle, then we can just toggle that. We can also check if a sub value of a class name exists in the class list by using contains. We can also use contains to find out which sub value of a class name exists or not. It will return a boolean. For example, if there are three things like who, who, or like m, then we can do class list dot contains a who, and it will return a boolean saying yes, this sub value of the class name exists. Another method I found is basically a data set. So basically, if you prefix any attribute with data, then you can get that attribute name with data set, which is sort of feels unnecessary because maybe I don't know too much about it, so I'll have to look into it, why this was created, like. But yeah, so that is there, which was quite interesting and did not completely comprehend immediately why this was created. So W3C docs are huge, where basically everything about HTML is written there. Every single definition, what node is, what node attributes are, it's very detailed, right? So I tried referencing that, but I feel like ambient documentation is much more better and more available and more understandable, at least for me as a developer. The W3 document is very much detailed and very precise and very huge, so it's just slightly difficult to navigate and find everything, but we'll get there. Uh, when I when I stumble upon a use case where node list was mentioned, basically getting list of elements, getting list of nodes. Today, I immediately understood that. Like I was like scoffed and said, "Oh my God, this is just node list." Yesterday, I spent so much time understanding it. So yeah, that was a good experience. That node list is pretty simple, and immediately I understood that. Why it is mentioned there, but was some confusion between HTML collection and node list, which I looked into a free code camp tutorial where they told the difference is just basically HTML collection will return element nodes, and node collection will return every type of node, even comment node and everything, right? So that is the difference between HTML collection and node list. Yeah, apart from that, I was just planning how to uh, plan the day ahead, because today is likely going to be a busy day because I have to upload Sunday's videos and today's videos, so which is totaling up to around 9 videos. So that will be a fun adventure. And also I found that while I was creating coding sections in Obsidian, I can also mention language by accident when I copied a piece of code from free code camp to my Obsidian, and it mentioned JavaScript. So now I will use that. Also, I was reading a Kensi Dot article about how to solidify what you learn. So basically, he mentioned that one way of doing that is to consume information about what you don't know. So look out for information that dictates what is out there to learn about the technology you're trying to learn, which is quite interesting because it was an obvious thing, but I was still doing that. I was looking more articles, but I never thought of it directly in that manner to directly look out like to actually I did look out for React technologies, what is being used, but I never thought of it as a step to solidify the learning. Another thing he said key to build something you want in the technology you want to build in. Sorry. He also suggested to build something in the technology that you want to learn. So suppose I want to learn GraphQL, then I have to build something in GraphQL. Yeah. By the way, Hasura made it pretty simple to use GraphQL. It is an amazing tool which I use. So yeah. Also to teach while the process of building. So here I'm teaching while I'm learning. I will also try to explain what I build and the process there. Yeah. So that's about it today. This is today's update. Things are going good.